Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Prairie Junior Senior High School in Colchester, Illinois, as we are here tonight for JV and varsity volleyball with the West Prairie Cyclones, as my phone is ringing just as I come online. Go figure. I apologize for that, folks. West Prairie Cyclones hosting the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans. I'm Dwayne Hulett. John Burton is with me tonight.
What's going on?
It's the first time we've got to work together all year, and we can't even see each other.
Yeah, this is the first time we worked together in, I don't know. I know it's definitely the first time this year. It's probably the first time in a couple of years, if we're being honest.
Yeah, we don't get to work together very much, but here we are nonetheless as we go here with Julianne Krebs serving for BPC to start things off. And it is a service error to give the first point to the Cyclones. And going back to serve for the Cyclones will be number 14, Abby Starbuck, the libero. John, you've seen West Prairie. I have not. There's an ace for Starbuck. I've seen Bushnell quite a few times, so we have some knowledge of the two teams, not just of both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, I mentioned it in the last time we were here for the broadcast for the Unity game that West Prairie was taking on Unity. That Unity squad is definitely one of the better volleyball teams in the area. West Prairie was able to take a set off of them and played the other two sets very close in the varsity contest. So I know some people have been kind of questioning this West Prairie team this year, but that performance should tell you all you need to know.
A kill for J.C. Reynoso and another point for Starbuck. It's 3-0. Starbuck stirs up another ace is in the back row. BPC having some trouble with serve receive here early, and this one's his third point, second ace. Starbuck back to serve one more time. That one goes right. It's dug up by Natalie Willie. Caroline Spangler is going to send it across. Set near side. Kennedy Webster on the attack. It's Doug. Beekman the set. Far side. Webster with a one-handed dig. That was Kleindens with the attack. And another kill for the Cyclones. It's 5-0. Was that Reynoso again?
I believe so. It was either Reynoso or Barkley there on the outside.
Trouble. Reynoso goes down to get it. It's going to be a free ball from Starbuck. Willie is there. Beekman, middle set. Nope. It's going to go outside to Kleindens. It's dug by Starbuck. Now it's going to be middle as Barkley comes up to get it. Middle to Spangler, tips it across. Starbuck goes down, and they're going to call a lift. Oh, they're going to say it was down. Boy, I didn't think that was down. Did you think that was down?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty close there. Starbuck made a nice attempt at it. I thought she kept it up for the most part, but Coach Snyder going to have some words with the judge here, yeah.
He just asked if it was down. She said it was down. He said, no, it wasn't. And a sub coming in. Well, maybe not a sub coming in. I thought there was. Back to serve is Beekman. Burnley Beekman and Kennedy Webster, a big time hit, and it's dug back on an overpass. There's a block by Caroline Spangler and then a block at the net again. Webster's going to tip this one across. It's dug by Kleindens. Middle's going to go to Spangler. Spangler hits it across. Over there on the dig was Hendricks. Now it's going to be tipped across by Webster. Outside it goes to Kleindens. Deep and out. Barkley back there letting it go, and a side out back to West Prairie. And coming in for West Prairie will be number 8, Madeline Sullivan. She'll go back to serve. And number 5, Mason Shipman. And I would imagine with number 17, Macy Branch coming out. Sullivan will be the setter now. And a 6-2 set for the Cyclones. And then communication problems between Callie English and number 20, Julianne Krebs, results in an ace for Sullivan.
Serve there by Sullivan will be an error, so it'll be a side out back to BPC. Gets the ace on the first serve. Service error on the second one. 7-2 is the score. Brings back number 19 on the JV squad. That's Caroline Spangler. Sets a high serve. Starbuck digs it up. Shipman, Starbuck pushes it through. BPC's there. This one's set to the outside once again, hit deep into the back row. Starbuck pops it up. Shipman out to Webster. Big attack on the way, but just out of bounds. point BPC brings us to 7-3.
Sorry, folks. I was helping them start the iPad up here to record the game. I was away from my duties. Spangler got the service point there, correct?
Yes.
It's hit across by Farwell. Webster hitting there results in another point for BPC, and Spangler gets her second. Spangler back to serve one more time. A lofting serve. Sullivan's going to come near side, pushed across by Shipman, and that's going to go out of bounds, side out to the Cyclones. Kennedy Webster going back to serve with her team up 8-4. It's a pretty packed gym here tonight.
Yeah, Cyclones fans definitely always come out to support their team. And, of course, you know, just short distance down the road, BPC, you expect a lot of fans to be here. And as you said, it's going to get even more full once the Craig Zone gets going here for the varsity contest.
A side out on a hitting error, and back to serve is Kleindense for the Spartans, and she gets an ace. 8-6. Spartans battling their way back into this one, John.
Yeah, Spartans went down early. West Prairie had a pretty decent lead, but a few service points here, few service points there, and a couple hitting errors on the West Prairie side, and BPC is right back into this one.
Tipped across. Sullivan sets near side Barkley. Barkley on the attack. Somebody was in the net. It's out of bounds anyway. It's a point for Kleindense. Her second. Barkley. Dug by Kleindense, hard off the ceiling. And a kill for Barkley is a side out for the Cyclones. And they lead 9-7. Back to serve is Reynoso. More trouble in serve receive. Back there for BPC was Brooklyn Hughes. And it's going to be a point for Reynoso and an ace. And down it goes. A kill for the Spartans at number 32, Jaden Johnson, and a side out to BPC. Back to serve will be Joe Farwell. Farwell's serve. Right side is in on the line. An ace for Joe Farwell. It's back to a 1-point game, 10-9.
Nice serve there from Farwell. He was just able to spot it right in that back corner. Barkley was back there trying to make a play on it. She decided to let it go, and it just landed right in bounds.
Yeah, it was maybe even on the line, wasn't it?
It was really close, I'll tell you that.
Left-handed attack. It's called for a lift. It would have been in the net anyway by Julianne Cripps, and it's a side out to the Cyclones. Coming back in for the Cyclones, going to be number 17, Macy Branch, and number 13, Haley Hendricks. Shipman back to serve. And they need a towel for a wet spot on the floor. Seems pretty early for him to be sweating that much, doesn't it?
Yeah, you would think so, but you never know.
It's pretty cool in here, really, although it is warming up a little bit with all the people in here.
I know. Every time I come here, I usually have to wear a sweatshirt. It's freaking cold as it is up here.
A passing error results in another point as Shipman gets the point, her first. Back to a 3-point lead now, 12-9 for the Cyclones. Short, and it overpasses an ace. It actually never got back over. It got to the wall instead. That's not Shipman back there anymore, is it? It is Macy Branch back there. Her second service point. That's a let serve for an ace. 2 straight aces. That's 14-9.
And definitely some issues on serve receive on the BPC side. West Prairie, a little struggles here and there, but for the most part has been able to control that well. And just as we mentioned that, another error in the back row.
4 straight points, including 3 aces, and it's 15-9. Some BPC students coming in. Entering the crank zone down there. That's a battle of battle of students down there maybe, John, here as we get to the varsity contest.
Yeah, I might have to get a camera over there earlier if there's a little extracurricular activity.
And Willie and Kleindense battle that time. Another ace on miscommunication and a timeout charged to BPC. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH as McDonough Telephone Cooperative brings Cyclone Sports, and Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance brings BPC Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And welcome back to West Prairie High School in Colchester, Illinois, as McDonough Telephone Cooperative brings West Prairie Cyclone Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. John Burton on audio and camera tonight, doing a little double duty over there.
Just like the old days, Dwayne.
It is, just like the old days, the good old days, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Free ball across. Starbuck bumps by Branch, and then a kill for the Cyclones. I believe that's number 9, Madison Adams, isn't it?
Yep, I think that was Adams on the attack there. Able to pick up kill for the Cyclone squad.
17-9. Branch got her 6th straight point, and that's going to be a service error, giving the ball back finally to BPC. Now down 17-10. They were down just 10-9, I believe, when she took off. So it was a big run for the Cyclones there. As Jaden Johnson's back to serve. Kennedy Webster, trouble with the serve receive there, and it's an ace for Jaden Johnson. Johnson's next serve, deep again. Webster's there, nice pass that time. Branch back set to Barkley, and a net violation on BPC, side out to West Prairie. I like to give kills on those if you can, but that was dug pretty well in the back row by BPC, and just the net violation stopped the progression of that play. Barkley back to serve now. It's deep and off Kleindense, an ace for Barkley and the Cyclones.
And that's really just been the story of the first set, just this serve received by Bushnell. West Prairie doing a nice job. Nice low serves, able to, a lot of aces, a lot of points.
Oh, an
just
ace.
Like
that just dropped down. It looked like she mishit it, didn't it, John? But it sure dropped in a great spot.
Yeah, I might have hit it maybe a little shorter than she wanted to. Didn't put as much into it. Maybe hit it off the side of the hand. But, it was a perfect spot for it, and it's another ace for Barkley.
As far as she's concerned, it was right where it wanted it to be.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Willie. Beekman. Trouble at the net. It's blocked by Adams. No, they're going to say no touch. And a point for Barkley again. It's her third, first one that wasn't an ace. It's 21-11. Beekman went to get it. Spangler sends it across. Starbuck is there. Branch to Webster, pushes it back across. Over there for BPC was Julianne Krebs. Middle, Branch, back middle, Adams, tipped it across. Beekman's there, they're out of system, but they get it across. Adams now is going to set out to number 13, Haley Hendricks, and she'll get the kill. Barkley will get her 4th straight point. It's 22-11 now. The Cyclones have doubled up the Spartans after being ahead by just 1 at 10-9. Deep serve. English is there. Beekman came to get it. Spangler's going to hit it across. Dug by Hendricks. Now it's going to be a free ball by Webster. Willie is there again. Beekman sets middle to Caroline Spangler. She tips it across. Branch is there. Barkley back to Branch from the back row, and she's going to get a kill. Macy Branch with the kill. 5 straight points for Barkley, and another timeout. Charge to BPC at 23-11. This game being brought to you tonight by a lot of our great sponsors, or all of our great sponsors, or maybe I should say it that way, shouldn't I? This game being brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. And also, MTC Communications. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2021. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, phone service, and camera systems to the McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability. And Country Financial agent Brett Powell, your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889, and for a free quote today. Spangler's going to send the free ball across. Webster's there. Branch comes to get it. Backs to Webster. It comes, and it's dug back there by Kleindenz to the net. Beekman tried to just tap it over. Couldn't do it. It's another point, and now set point comes for the Cyclones. Hop in the live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We love to see that. Willie goes to get it, and it's going to end up being an ace as Barkley finishes with 7 straight, including 3 aces. And that's how set number 1 comes to a close, 25-11. A win for the Cyclones. We'll take a break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH as you're watching Devin Raleigh Shelter Insurance coverage of Bushnell-Prairie City sports on TSSR Game Time Live.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Welcome back to West Prairie High School as McDonough Telephone Cooperative brings West Prairie Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. John Burton is alongside. Hop in that live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We love to see that kind of stuff in there. This game being brought to you by Ryden Farm Supply, located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974. Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they will take care of you. Give them a call today. I put game them a call. Did you ever notice that when I wrote that?
I do, but usually I just skip over it and just say give.
Yeah, well, I was reading.
There's a couple errors in there.
I was reading instead of saying. So give them a call at 309-772-3121. That's Ryden Farm Supply. Believe me, they speak and type better than I do probably. So let's keep that in mind. I did just correct that if you care, John.
Well, I just got to say there's no probably. They definitely do.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that.
And, you know, Dwayne, when you work this kind of job, you got to be able to work on the fly.
That's right.
You got to be able to adjust to things like that. Just like when you said 2021 earlier. Well, it's not 2021 anymore. It's 2023.
Did I say 2021?
Yeah, and that's how it's written on the ad read.
Is it? What ad read did I do?
MTCs.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, see, you read that one all the time. That's not fair. And a point for West Prairie to start things off. John has me so discombobulated, I don't know what's going on. Starbuck with the service point. She gives her 5 now. And the Cyclones lead 1-0. Spangler's going to tip it, but not across. A hitting error of sorts. Good idea. I have a lot of great ideas. My execution sometimes isn't perfect either, and that one fell just a little short. Starbuck back to serve again. That's deep off Willie, and it's going to be Johnson digging it up, but another point for the Cyclones. Should I give her an ace on that, John?
I mean, technically no, right? But
Yeah.
might as well.
Okay, I will. Just because you said so.
Makes it look better on the resume.
Tipped across. Doug Reynoso. Webster's going to tip it and hits the net. It might have fell in had it not hit the net, but it hit the net and rolled down and went out of bounds. BPC going back to serve now. Julianne Krebs going to serve for the Spartans. There's not very many places left to sit in this joint tonight over here on the West Prairie side. Reynoso. Starbuck bumps it across, and then Krebs and Johnson battle over it, and Krebs knocks it out of bounds. It'll be a side out to the Cyclones. Coming in for the Cyclones will be Sullivan and Shipman, Branch, and Hendricks take a seat. Sullivan's serve goes off of Krebs, out of bounds. An ace for Madeline Sullivan. Just her second service point. Second ace, though. It's 5-1 Cyclones. Short. Krebs again, and that's going to be Spangler as they stuck with it. Got it across. Sullivan now back sets to Shipman, and she hits it deep and out. Side out on the hitting error to the Spartans. Good little rally there for the Spartans, John, to keep that up and keep their head in the little point there.
Yeah, I mean, just in the right place at the right time. Didn't have to move the feet. The ball looked like a ping pong ball there. Just back, forth, and then over.
Beekman's serve. Sullivan's going to come, tip it across, and she's going to get the kill, even though she's a back row player.
Yeah, didn't get as excited over that kill as she did the one in the varsity contest the other week. Picked up a kill in that game, and, man, the smile on her face was a mile wide.
Kennedy Webster with the service point. Gets her first service point, and it's 7-2. And again, it just went to the right person. Not a good pass, but it got there. And Sullivan's quick set to Reynoso was a little too wide, and it falls to the floor. And a side out to BPC. Coming in to serve for BPC, going to be number 26, Brooklyn Hughes. She'll replace Caroline Spangler. And a foot fault for Hughes, who stepped on the end line. And it'll be a side out to West Prairie. J.C. Reynoso back to serve now. And an ace for Reynoso. 9-3 the score. Her second service point, second ace. Beekman tracks that down. Johnson with the attack. Webster, a good dig and an overpass, and it falls. Campfire defense on a pass, an overpass that they did not expect. Kennedy Webster went down and got one, holding her hip a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. But that was a great job of getting down and getting that. And Reynoso gets another point. This game tonight being brought to you by Raritan State Bank. Raritan State Bank's Bushnell branch, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the bank of friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. And Rosie's Pizza. Rosie's Pizza offers something for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. And Heil Enterprises. Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The third-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny, John, or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. Johnson now on the attack. Sullivan to Barkley, and Barkley's going to get the kill. Second kill for Barkley. Another point for Reynoso. Give her 4 now. It's 11-3. Shipman with the left hand tries to send it back on an overpass and hits it out of bounds, side out to BPC. You feel like those should be easy things to do, John, but it's not as easy as it looks on those overpasses, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's really just a difference in the angle of the ball that's coming. I mean, when you have your setter able to set it up, it's coming up more horizontal. When the other team on that overpass sends it over, it's coming from the other direction. And again, when you don't have your setter setting it to you, it's always kind of hard to tell.
Justice Kleindienst with the serve and the point. She'll serve again. Sullivan set that to Reynoso. The problem was is she set it right above her head. There's Barkley. She dig that back there? Did Hughes get a hand underneath that, actually?
I think so, but they ended up calling a lift is what happened.
I didn't think she got a hand under. I thought she hit it with her knee. Branch comes in to serve. Hendricks in as well. That was a good dig if she got down to it. And there's an ace for Branch. She's got 7 service points and 5 aces now. 13-5 is the score. Low hard serve. Farwell's there. It's pushed across by Beekman. Webster. Barkley hits it into the net. Side out to BPC. Joe Farwell going back to serve now. Hop in the live chat. Tell us who you're cheering for, where you're watching from. I'd love to see some communication in there. As long as you keep it somewhat cordial. Barkley with a kill for the Cyclones. Her third. It's 14-6, and Barkley goes back to serve now. You ever notice how often it seems like the person that goes back to serve is the one that just got the kill?
It's almost every time, it feels like.
Yeah, I know. It's oddly often. Or often oddly. I don't know how would that be. That's an ace for Barkley. Her 8th point, 4th ace. Serve and let serve. It's going to be an overpass. Barkley's there. Branch middle to Adams, and another point for the Cyclones. I'm going to give Adams a kill on that. It wasn't passed after the first touch, was it?
No.
Beekman's going to push that one across and out of bounds. give Alexa Barkley, 10 service points on the night. Emily Westerhold in the JV match against BPC on Tuesday night for Macomb. Adams hit. She scored 24 service points. Johnson in the net for BPC. Another point. That's a pretty good service night, I would say. What do you think?
Just, regular night at the office for Westerhold. Definitely one of the better players on that Macomb squad.
Well, she turned around and scored 16 in the varsity match.
Yeah, exactly. That is impressive. 24 in between 2 sets is not too bad.
A run of 7 and a run of 12 and then a run of 13 in the varsity match. An ace for Barkley. Some people never score 24 points their whole career from the service line. And an ace. Again, some communication issues and a timeout for BPC. We'll take one as well. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to West Prairie High School as McDonough Telephone Cooperative is bringing West Prairie Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. John, a timeout, down 20-6. Still just trying to improve your team here. You might wonder why. It's probably a little late for this game. You would think take a heck of a run to get back in this one, but you want to try to improve all year long, right?
Yeah, and absolutely. And the game at this point is pretty out of reach for BPC, but there's always things that you can work to improve, but man, the service by West Prairie tonight has just been on fire. And just as you say that, Barkley picks up another ace, and she's got to be up over double digits in service points. I'm not sure how many aces she has on the night, but
7 aces, 14 points.
Yeah, it's just these serves from West Prairie, just Bushnell not quite able to hang with it.
And another ace, 15 and 8, so she's over 50% on aces. Good pass by Willie. Well, maybe not. Another ace came over. Thought it was a good pass. It looked good off her arm, but it didn't go where she wanted it to. Another ace for Barkley. It's 23-6. An overpass. Barkley comes to get it. Branch outside to Webster. Webster hits that long and out. A hitting error for the Cyclones. Stops the run for Barkley, and Johnson going back to serve for BPC, down 23-7. Webster, Barkley, Starbuck's going to attack it and hit it out from the back row. Jaden Johnson gets the service point, her second. She's got the only kill for BPC tonight. Oh, treble on that bump, but Barkley just sends a free ball across, and literally the entire BPC team stood and watched it fall to the floor, unfortunately. It's kind of in no man's land behind the back row in front of the front row, or in front of the back row behind the front row. You know what I meant, right, John?
Yeah, absolutely.
Starbucks serve. Reynoso back in there, and she hit that, but it was dug. Free ball comes across. Out to Webster. Webster trying to redeem herself. It's dug back there, and it's going to come out. A match-ending kill for Kennedy Webster. Her first of the match, and the game is over. 25-8 the final. And set 2. 25-11, 25-8. The final. We'll take a break and be back with some stats here in just a couple minutes on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You've been watching Devin Raleigh's shelter insurance coverage of BPC Sports.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands our students creative and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit WIU and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to West Prairie High School as McDonald Telephone Cooperative bringing West Prairie Sports, the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Some stats real quick for BPC. Caroline Spangler, 2 service points. Joe Farwell, a service point, including an ace. Justice Kleindens, 3 service points, including an ace. Jaden Johnson, 2 service points, including an ace. And Jaden had the only kill for BPC. A lot more stats on the West Prairie side of things. We'll start with 4 service points, including 2 aces and 2 kills for J.C. Reynoso. 2 service points, including 2 aces and 1 kill for Madeline Sullivan. 2 kills for Madison Adams. 1 kill and 1 service point for Kennedy Webster. She did have that really good one-arm dig on a ball that could have very easily been a kill for the Spartans, but went over as an overpass. Haley Hendricks had a kill. Abby Starbuck had 8 service points, including 3 aces. Macy Branch had 7 service points, including 5 aces and a kill. But the player of the game for the Cyclones was Alexa Barkley. She had 16 service points, 9 of those were aces, and she added 3 kills to lead the team in the kill department also. Most definitely, John, the player of the game for the Cyclones.
Yeah, and you know, 3 kills doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have so many aces coming from so many different West Prairie players, you don't get the opportunity to pick up those kills like you normally would see. But yeah, definitely that's the biggest story of this game. BPC just really not able to reserve those sieves properly.
Yeah, that's they had twice as many aces as they had kills. You don't see that very often.
No, not very often.
So that'll do it from our JV contest. Actually, we're going to stay here for this contest. We might go quiet for a minute as we're going to do the grandparents stuff, but we've got to wait for all of them to get out there and get lined up. And I guess I'm going to be announcing that. You sure you don't want to announce this?
I'm all right.
Are you sure?
If you do that, I'll do starting lineups for varsity.
Okay.
I thought that's what we agreed on.
Well, I was hoping you changed your mind.
No, that's all right.
Didn't happen, huh?
I appreciate the offer, but I will have to decline.
Okay. I can.
You think you got it though?
Oh, I think I can muddle my way through it anyway.
I mean, you like to talk. You can say a couple names here and there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that for whatever it's worth.
That's a compliment.
So here we go. We get ready for the BPC's already out on the floor trying to get ready to warm up. They apparently aren't sure what's going on here, but we will announce so you folks at home can hear the grandparents that are all in attendance. And this is, John, you were a graduate of West Prairie. Mm-hmm. This is always a big part of what they do for the volleyball season, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, stuff like this, the volleyball team is really, really great about. I mean, obviously you have senior night, grandparents night. For as long as I've been going to West Prairie, and for as long as people that I know have been going to West Prairie, it's always been a tradition here, and it's really just a great way, to spotlight not only the players, but of course, the people that are able to make those players happen, just the family surrounding them.
Still getting everybody lined up down there. Should be getting closer, I think. So here we go. We'll see how much of this I butcher here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this time we would like to honor our grandparents who are in attendance tonight with all the West Prairie volleyball players. Our first player is Alexa Barkley, a sophomore. She's escorted by Rod and Patty Hunter and Deborah Barkley. Our next player is a senior, Ava Beck. Ava is escorted by Greg and Lisa Beck, Tony and Sharon Caldwell, and Eric and Kim Van Fleet. Our next player is Mason Shipman, a sophomore, escorted by Mike Moore and Pam Shipman. Callie Wright, a junior, is our next player, escorted by Bruce and Marianne Hughes. Kinley Welsh, a senior, escorted by Mitch and Brenda Melvin, and Mitchell and Sandy Welsh. JC Reynoso, a freshman, escorted by Richard and Judy Martin. Our next player is Madeline Sullivan, a sophomore, escorted by Lester and Debbie Fowler, and Pat and Terry Sullivan. Taylor Richardson is our next player. She's a senior, escorted by Henry and Nancy Richardson. Our next player is Madison Adams, a freshman, escorted by Jim and Wilma Adams and Rhonda Pittman. Our next player is a senior, Janie Phelps, escorted in person by Pat Phelps. Also unable to attend, but I'm sure watching at home, is Terry and Jan Tilleris. Next is Kennedy Webster, a sophomore, escorted by Rick and Judy Webster. Our next player is Lindsay Dunn, a junior. Lindsay is escorted by Pat and Terry Sullivan and Leroy and Mary Dunn. Next is junior Paige Kitch. Paige is escorted by Marcia Teal and Mary Kitch. Our next player is Macy Branch, a sophomore. She's escorted by Mike and Sherry Hoyts, Larry Branch, and Linda Utter. And our last representative is Coach Caleb Hall. Coach Hall is escorted by Tom and Marcia Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, give all our grandparents a huge round of applause. While the parents are a huge part of making these kids get up and down the road, the grandparents are an equally large part. So thank you all for coming. Enjoy the varsity contest. We'll get started in just a few minutes. So that will do it from the JV contest here at West Prairie High School. We'll take a break and we will be back with the varsity match here in just a little bit. Thanks for joining us tonight on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.